And welcome back to another Paul's Aquariums unboxing video. I am Paul, this is Paul's Aquariums, aquarium shop in Brisbane, Australia for the last 25 years. We have 3 awesome boxes of fish, Malawi cichlids and all sorts of weird stuff in this one, so hopefully no gouramis if you've just watched my last unboxing video and there was way too many gouramis, but these are not gouramis, these are Harlequin rasbora. How nice are they? So these are schooling fish, Southeast Asia. They're going to max out about sort of 4.5 centimeters, so they're small, schooling, peaceful. And if I remember what someone's comment was, the Harlequin part is the Harlequin jester, what's it called, outfit. That's apparently a Harlequin triangle or some weird stuff like that. And that's apparently why they're called Harlequin rasbora, because they're a rasbora and they have a weird Harlequin pattern to them, which is a triangle. Probably should call them triangle rasbora, but schooling fish, nice and peaceful. You want a group of like 6 or more of these and they look, well, lovely. Go great with tetras and all that sort of stuff. Yay, first bag. Another Asian fish, great for eating algae. These are Siamese flying foxes. Very cool little fish. Actually, they don't stay small. They get like 25 centimeters. Yes, but when they are small, they are really good at eating hair algae. Apparently eat black bed algae, which is a cyanobacteria, not an algae, but apparently they still eat that anyway. We haven't had much luck with that, but the internet says so, so the internet must be right. But otherwise, they are a super cool little schooling fish. You want about 3 or 6 of these in a group and they'll just spend their whole time grazing, and this is grazing, eating their algae and doing their wonderful catfishy type stuff. First bag of neon tetras. Yes, we have neon tetras just about every unboxing. I think there's a couple of bags of them in here, but red, blue, South American, super peaceful tetras. Really nice. They're one of the most common tropical fish, apart from guppies and stuff, that you're going to see, because they're red, they're blue, they're lovely, schooling, peaceful fish. You want to keep your pH roughly below 7 for them, so 6 to 7, 6.5 to 7 is the common sort of pH range for them. Tropical, so 22 to 26 degrees, and they will do well. Awesome tetras. Not fish, crabs in shells. So these are land hermit crabs from Darwin, Australia, and up that sort of area. They like high humidity. They do not like living in water. They will submerge in water. But yes, they are back in stock for all the people wanting land hermit crabs. We have sort of a lot of information on keeping them alive, so if you come into the shop we can explain deep sand beds and humidity and all that wonderful stuff if you haven't had much luck with them, and then you should have lots of luck with them. But land hermit crabs, yeah, don't usually get them in, so more of them. First, Malawi cichlids. We have stripy aratus. These are super aggressive Malawi cichlids, but if you have a group of them and have like 20 plus fish in your tank, they're going to generally be okay. Lots of fish will break up the aggression, but they are cool stripy. And the males will go the reverse stripe, so where the females are mostly yellow with browny black stripes, the males go a browny black color with yellow stripes. Yeah, it's kind of weird. So if you see one of your aratus changing color and looking dull, it's going to go the reverse and look super awesome. Boys will kind of kill each other, so you want like a lot of girls and 1 or 2 boys. These are mouth brooders like most Malawi cichlids, which means that they incubate the eggs in the mouth and then tiny little babies pop out, which looks super cool and cute. We have aratus. More Malawi cichlids. Okay, these are one of the super common Malawi cichlids you can get. Electric yellows. Males and females are yellow with that nice black dorsal fin. They're not going to get overly huge. Oh, the aratus, by the way, get about 10 centimeters, and these are going to get 10, 12 centimeters as well. A lot more peaceful than the aratus, but you still want numbers to break up the aggression. They're going to get like, yeah, a decent sort of size. And because the males and females are all yellow, they're a really nice fish to have a nice group of those in a heavily rocked, I was going to say heavily planted, but they're not going to go well with plants. Heavily rocked African cichlid tank with a high pH, and you want your pH hovering around 8 for most of these Malawi cichlids. And more Malawi cichlids. Blue dolphins. Okay, they're kind of a blue color, kind of got a humpy dolphin-y head, you know, that weird dopey looking hump thing that dolphins have. These have the same sort of hump. Nice, peaceful, going to get about 25 centimeters or so on average, maybe a tiny bit bigger, but they've got a very small mouth and they're not super aggro, so they go well for lots of other Malawi cichlids. And yeah, groups of them do better. They sort of swim in groups. If you've been watching my fish room videos, I've got the albino version of these, which is like a nice bluey white color. We'll have some little ones of those available soon, but we have blue ones right now. And South America again, we have red and blue Colombian tetras. Obviously come from Colombia, and they're red and blue. Yes, they are schooling. They can be a little bit nippy. They're going to get a decent size, so 6 to 7 centimeters, so pretty big and chunky, but very cool. Iridescent blue, iridescent red on them, and a nice big schooling fish. So if you want sort of something bigger that's going to go well with sort of South American cichlids, not things like Oscar size, but you know, medium sort of size stuff, or angelfish, then these are an awesome, awesome tetra to go for. More tetras, but tiny, tiny little tetras. These are ember tetras, called ember tetras because they're red, and their embers are red. Well, they're kind of orange, okay. Called ember tetras because they're orange, not red. Small, peaceful, smaller than a neon, bright orange. I was going to say red again. Reddy orange. In the right tank, they look more red than orange, but they're a red, orange, peaceful little tetra. You can have schools of these. pH below 7, so 6 to 7, and they will be wonderful. And they are obviously a tropical tetra as well. More tetras. Red tetras, but nippy tetras. These are serpe tetras from South America. They will actually go really, really well with the red-blue Colombian tetras because they're kind of nippy. You don't want to put them with things like guppies or anything like that because they will nip the tails off big, delicate fish. Kind of get away with angelfish in a big enough tank. Like you've got a group of these and the angels are big, they're going to be fine. Otherwise, they will kind of terrorize a lot of other fish in that South American tetra, so you want to keep your pH between 7 and 6.5 on average for them, but they're very nice, very red, super cool, and if you've ever seen any footage of these in South America, they look awesome swimming around. Natural, bright red color. And that was box number 1. We're going to box number 2. And we're at box number 2. First bag, ooh, that's a good first bag. Female betta fish. Oh, nice female betta fish. Okay, I think we got female betta fish not last week, the week before in that unboxing. So everything kind of applies. If you didn't see that, they are a lovely fish if you want something colorful like a male betta fish without the big tail, but you can have them in a tropical community tank. Stay away from things like guppies with big, delicate tails because they're going to keep nipping at them, but they're okay with tetras, rasbora, dinios, little peaceful catfish like Corydoras and stuff like that. So with your female betta fish, you want a group of them, so you want 3 or more or just one. If you have 2, one's going to dominate the other one 99% of the time. You may luck out and 2 might be fine, but if you have numbers, it sort of evens it out. Sort of like the African cichlids and that. Numbers in a tank just breaks up the aggression. So that's why you see lots of awesome female betta fish in a tank, swimming around, looking happy, and they're nice and colorful. Very, very cool. So I think these are all half moons, and I think there is a couple of bags of half moons. I'm sure there is. Yes, there is. Even nicer. Okay, lots of half moon betta fish in. I think they sold out super, super quick last time we got them in. So hopefully we will have lots of them after everyone sees this video. Wow, that is nice. Okay, lots of nice betta fish. We have not had these for ages. Uaru cichlids. Okay, so these are a South American cichlid, and sort of like Discus, these actually lay eggs and then the babies eat the slime off the parents' sides. When they're small, they're sort of a browny color with little tiny speckles, and when they get bigger, they sort of go a weird light brown and dark brown, very cool pattern, and they're gonna get like that 20-25 centimeter sort of size. A very cool cichlid. Yeah, don't get them in very, very often, but these look a decent size already. Not tiny, tiny small. Very cool fish. If you want something a little bit different, South American, so pH 6.5 to 7, and obviously tropical up to like 28 degrees Celsius. Yay, Uaru. I may or may not have got myself some more albino hoplo catfish. And we have some barbs. We have green tiger barbs. Again, a little bit nippy, but they're going to go super well with things like the Buenos Aires tetras and red-blue Colombian tetras and stuff like that. Serpe tetras go really well with these. So these are the line-bred version of a normal tiger barb, which is the stripy tiger pattern. These have just sort of been bred to have one solid stripe of a cool greeny sort of color. And talking about normal tiger barbs, we have a bag of normal tiger barbs. So normal tiger barbs, stripy, super aggressive. Don't keep them with flowing fins, so no guppies or anything like that, but Most South American tetras, Southeast Asian fish are going to be okay. pH just below 7 and nice and tropical, 25, 26 degrees, and you will go well. Ooh, I need a male of these. These are Royal Whiptail Catfish. If we can kind of see them in the bag. They're a little bit small, but they are one of the nicest whiptail catfish you can get. They're going to max out about 20, 25 centimeters. Maybe with the wisps on the tail, maybe with the wisps on the tail, they're going to get like 30 centimeters at the max. But they're long, skinny, peaceful algae eaters. Yeah, they're very, very cool. There should be a couple of bags of those, but look at them. They are nice fish. You should grab some of these if you've got a normal community tank and you want something kind of cool. I still need a male. These are way too small for me to towel, and I'd have to grow them up for a year. I'll just wait for bigger ones, but very, very awesome sucker fish if you want something nice and different for a change. South American again, we have blue ram cichlids. These are pretty awesome. Small, peaceful, I was going to say schooling, but they're not really schooling. Small, peaceful cichlids from South America. They max out about sort of 6 centimeters, 6.5 centimeters. Called a blue ram, even though they've got rainbow colors. So they had pink on them, purples, yellows, reds, blues, greens. Probably should have called them like a rainbow ram, but they call them a blue ram because they've got a bit of blue on them. But very nice, peaceful fish. If you have more than 2, make sure you've got pairs and they've got somewhere to spawn. Otherwise they're going to fight over territory. Otherwise you can have 1 or a pair of them. You'd probably want at least a 60 centimeter tank for 2, and then bigger as you go bigger. Otherwise, very awesome little fish. Go well with sort of Central American and South American tetras and small schooling fish. Yeah, blue rams. That was box number 2. We're going to box number 3. There's fish in there for me. I don't know if I told you in the last video, but every unboxing video, I'm trying to get something fun for myself as well because, you know, I can pay myself in fish. Oh, discus. Not for me. These are for you if you would like discus. There's a couple of bags of local bred discus. Don't even ask me what type they are, but discus will get a decent size. So they're going to max out about that 10-inch size, which is pretty big. A decent size fish. They like the water soft, so you don't want high mineral content. So reverse osmosis or adjusted water with low mineral content, which is the pH. You want the temperature 28 to 30 degrees because they like it super, super warm. And the reason for that is they have a very small digestive tract. Very cool fish, like meaty food, so frozen worms, frozen shrimp, meaty beef heart, stuff like that. They will eat pellets as well. Very cool little fish, which don't stay small, which means that you technically want about 100 liters per 1 or 2 discus. So minimum tank, you'd probably want like a 3-foot tank, if not bigger, and then a group of them. And they are a cichlid, so if you have 2, they might bicker and fight. If they're 2 boys, if they're 2 girls, they'll probably be okay. But if you have a group of them, they kind of school together. So a little bit more specialized than just a common sort of fish, but discus back in. Finally, yay, after quite a while of not having any discus. And we have more tetras. These are blue kerry tetras. Oh, they're tiny though. Look how little they are. So these are an emperor tetra or blue kerry tetra. So blue emperor, blue kerry. They go sort of a bluey purple haze to them, and they'll get a decent size. If you saw the albino emperor tetras that I took home 2 weeks ago, so 2 unboxings ago, these are the same type of idea but a slightly different subspecies. Very cool, and they're not albino, and they're a bluey color. I know, but schooling fish, so you want a group of them, so you want about sort of 5 or 6 of them. Gonna get a decent size, so say 8 centimeters on average, give or take a little bit, but a very nice, pretty fish. Not super aggressive like the barbs and red-blue Colombian tetras, so you can have a group of these with neons, guppies, that sort of stuff, and generally a pretty awesome tetra. More royal whiptails. I warned you. Why is it always my fish at the end of the video? Look at that. And there are some Tanganyikan cichlids, golden compressor seps, hopefully boys and girls, a little bit hard to tell in the bag. That looks like a boy. These are pretty awesome. I did not get any for the shop because I didn't have very many, and it looks like I've only got 4 of them. They're gonna max out about that sort of 12 to 15 centimeters. Weirdest shaped fish in the world. Well, not weird compared to last week's weird fish, but they are a pretty awesome fish, and obviously called compressor seps because they're compressed. Yeah, and gold because they're a goldy color. Well, technically a brownie sort of color, but a very, very cool Tanganyikan. I'm gonna add them to my Tanganyikan tanks and hopefully breed them again because we haven't bred them for like 20 years. I know, we're trying to get back into the cool old stuff. Hopefully we'll get some Calvis eventually. So if you're local and you have Calvis, I'm keen as well. But how cool is that? And that was all in those boxes. There's a few other bits and pieces in the shop, so we're gonna jump to those, and then we're gonna go home and show you how we acclimatize fish to our tank. Hurrah! Well, there was a few other fish we got this week, but we just had to let them settle to make sure they were all a-okay. And the first lot are these super, super awesome micro rasbora. Look how awesome they are. So super bright red males, awesome little girls. So these are maculata rasbora, which are a tiny, tiny little fish. They go perfect in little nano tanks and with super, super small fish. There is a 5-striped barb as well. Don't ask me why we have a random 5-striped barb, but we do. But yeah, lots and lots of awesome tiny little micro rasbora compared to the ember tetras. And there is a serpe tetra in with the ember tetras. Again, don't ask me why there's one lone serpe tetra in there. I'll have to move it with the others. Yeah, they are about a fraction of the size. Super tiny, super awesome little fish. So these are Southeast Asian, like the water nice and soft and acidic. So you want your pH between 6.5 and 7, and yeah, not a heap of mineral content, but how cool are they? Go really, really well in small planted tanks. We've also got, and if I look around here, there they are at the back, some tiny little loaches. So these are awesome, awesome little dwarf chain loaches. Super great at eating baby snails and adult snails, sucking them out of the shell, but they're only a tiny little fish. They're gonna max out about 5 to 6 centimeters. Perfectly safe to go in with tetras, guppies, all that sort of stuff. They are a schooling fish. You want a group of them. There's 3 there. There are some more lurking around. There's some right at the front, if we can focus. Tiny little fish, but super, super awesome. If you want something that's gonna eat snails and stuff like that in your tank, they will obviously try and eat shrimp and all sorts of bits and pieces as well. So you don't want to keep them with shrimp, but yeah, if you want to eliminate snails and you don't want your fish wiped out, these are probably one of the ideal ones to go for. We also got more local longfin bristlenose. Check them out. How pretty are they? So these are longfin albino bristlenose. Still got a couple of lemon blue eyes at the back as well. Awesome little sucker fish. They'll eat algae, rummage around the bottom. They will get quite big, about 15, 16 centimeters, but they're just an all-round awesome tropical catfish. And the other thing I was going to show you are these guys and girls. So these are rummy-nosed tetras. So they've settled in for a fair few days. When we initially got them, some of them weren't great in the bags, so we have to sort of baby them a little bit. But these are all ready to go now. Awesome schooling tetra. Again, from South America, they will go all the way down to like a pH of like 3.5, which is crazy. But as long as they're below 7, so 6.5 to 7, they're going to tolerate the water quality. And they are an awesome little fish. Bright red rummy nose and stripy tail. Very, very cool. Look great in a group, so you want sort of 5 or 6 of them, but an all-round awesome little tetra. Okay, that was all the extra bits and pieces this week. Now we're going to jump home and show you my fish and how we acclimatize them. Hurrah! And we are safe at home. It is dark, it is late. Yeah, if you ever have your own business, you'll know you're working 24 hours a day. But this is my fish room. If you want to see more about it, there is a video link at the end of this link I did a couple of days ago that just shows you what I've been up to here. But lots and lots of different fish. We have our buckets and we have our fish. So these are our gold compressiceps. How cool are they? So instead of floating the bag in top of the tank, what we do to acclimatize all our fish now is we have a dark bucket, ideally something that's not white so they're not too stressed. And we want to open the bag, put all the water that they come in the bag in there. Now, if you're worried about oxygen, if they're big fish or they're already gasping, you can just have an air stone going into the bucket while you do this. And then you want to get a cup and you want about half a cup of the water out of your aquarium into your bucket every 5 minutes over about 25 minutes. So you're going to do that half a cup 4 or 5 times, and then that'll get you a nice mix. You want to check your pH, make sure that the pH of your tank is not too far out of whack from that bag as well. And if there's any ammonia in the bag, you don't want to raise the pH any higher than what it is, because that's going to make the ammonia more toxic. If you've got any questions about that, comment down below and we can go on about NH3 and NH4 and all that wonderful stuff. But all you need to know is you're going to slowly add more water to the bucket, and that's going to acclimatize them. If you do float the bag in top of the tank, It stresses the fish out a little bit because they can see through the bag and they want to swim out of the bag, and all the other fish in the tank are going to go over to them and go, hey, what are you doing? We're going to harass you now. So this is a little bit easier and stress-free for the fish as opposed to just floating the bag. Anyway, we're going to add water to that and we'll be back in about 25 minutes. I swear my days are getting longer and longer. Yes, so it is late at night now. We have our gold compressor sips in our bucket, so you can hardly see them. Oh, actually you can kind of see them on camera. Okay, you're probably not going to see them in the tank, but I'll try and put some footage on screen in the next day or two for these little guys and girls, hopefully guys and girls. But once you get them all acclimatized like that and you've added your water, you just want to net them out. There they are, there's 2 of them, and then you want to just gently place them in your aquarium. And they will just dart around and disappear. Well, they're the same color as the sand, so you're not even going to really see them. Where are the other 2? Okay, this is impossible to do for one hand. I'm going to jump back in a sec. Oh, how cool is that? There we go. There is one lurking around in our tank going, why on earth are you filming me? So we're just going to let them settle overnight. And while we're here, we might as well give you an update on the dusty hatchet fish. Wow, they are crazy. So if you saw my last unboxing video, that is what I took home last week. Look how absolutely ugly they are. Isn't that great? I know, they're doing well, they're eating. There is the cutest little catfish you've ever seen. One of the albino hoplos. Anyway, if you did enjoy this unboxing video, click the thumbs up so I know. If you want a discount on any of the fish you've seen in this video, well, the ones that are for sale, not my albino hoplos or my weird dusty hatchet fish, there is a deal on the screen. Just come in and say that code word and you get 10% off any fish and any plants in store till the date on the screen. Anyway, we will see you in the next video. If you want to watch other stuff, it is on the screen now, and including the weird frog video. Well, it's not weird, but I breed a lot of frogs and they are kind of weird. Okay, it's a weird frog video, but you get to see all the other fish and stuff as well. Anyway, see you in the next one.